So guys, today our video is going to start right away from here, and this video is all about how to produce quality straw for use. So you make sure you give this video a like, and also you make sure you subscribe if you haven't, and if you have subscribed, please you make sure you turn on your notification bell so that you don't miss on any other update or any other video that I'll be posting. So right here we have got our straw. These are actually our straws. These straws originate from different crops. For example, here we have got the straws from barley. We have got the straws from wheat. There's also straw for oat. These are the straws which we have for now. But also you can get the straw from let me say the maize straw. That's also straw. Then also we have got the sorghum straw. That is if you're in the countries growing sorghum, for example, in Africa. You also have got the straw for the rice. That's in the countries growing rice. But for today, we are going to look at how you can produce quality straw for use. And talking about the use of the straw here, now we are looking at, for example, for feeding animals, for mulching, or you're going to use your straw for bedding, for making beds for your cows or your animals. And in the end, this is straw. After using it, you're going to recycle it back in the field, or you're going to use it back in the biogas industry. So now let's look at what the ways or how you can make quality straw for use. Making quality straw starts right away from the field. That's where the struggle starts from. Why I'm saying right away from the field is in the field, for you to come up with pure straw, say for example, like this one, it's a pure straw. Why I say it's pure straw is because it's not like mixed up with other crops or unwanted grasses, because sometimes these unwanted grasses tend to be so poisonous to your cows if you are going to use them for feeding the animals, or yeah, that's basically if you're going to use them for feeding. So they may tend to be poisonous. So which means under the field management, you need to do what is called the weed control. Weed control is whereby you are going to come up and you are going to take care of this crop right out from the field by weeding it properly to see that you come up with only the straw which you want. For example, let's say the wheat straw. You have to weed the wheat properly and to see that you don't come up with unwanted weeds in the straw. The other thing you need to do still from the field is you have to do what we call application of fertilizers and also the manure. Why I'm saying application of fertilizer is because one of the qualities of a good wheat, or one of the qualities of a good straw, it must grow taller, right? It must be taller, which means when you take care of your wheat, any other crop you are growing from the field, when you take care of it, it's going to grow at a reasonable height. Then after that, you're going to get much straw, and of which is going to be of quality. That's why I'm saying you must take care, like from the field, take care of the straw or the crop right away from the field. And then the other thing you need to look at is this is now during the harvesting. There is, you're going to say, let me say now the proper harvesting. Why I'm saying the proper harvesting of straw is because the way you're going to harvest your straw is going to lead to quality straw at the end. So here, for us here, we are using the harvesters, which means it cuts it right away from down. Then after cutting it, it puts it in the line again. And then after that, you're ready to bale them, which means that is another key aspect during the harvesting, proper harvesting, that leads to also the high quality straw. Not only that one, but also we have got the factor of baling. So talking about the baling, these are the bales of straws, you know. These are the straws. And how are they baled? I mean, tying them together all the way from the field, you tie them together for easy transportation. Then that is another factor, because when you tie them like this, when you bale them properly like this, it's going to be easier for you to store them. And assuming the straw was just left in the field, it was just like this. assuming they are just like this, it was going to be hard for you to start maybe storing it. It was going to be a little bit hard, and even transporting it right from the field, which means proper baling and proper harvesting all reduce what we call the wastage from the field or in the storage. So that is where you are going to get quality straw at the end. So you make sure you bale your straw properly. And when you're baling, you make sure you bale when it is dry. And of which now dryness comes to us another factor. So you see, everything leads to the next one. Everything leads to the next one. So now let's talk about the dryness. So now we are going to talk about the dryness. Talking about the dryness, before baling your straw, you make sure your straw is dry enough right away from the field, because baling dry straw is of advantage, because it's going to lead, it's going to make it to stay longer. Just imagine these straws were baled last season. These are the crops, these are the crop residues of previous season. Just imagine they have baled them when they are dry, so that's why they have remained dry. And even if you open inside, they still remain dry. So that is another way of producing high quality straw for use. So this straw here, we use it for the cow beds, you know. So we use them for the cow beds. We even use them for feeding the animals. All in all, there are straws which are going to be which are used all the way around. You can use them for feeding. You can use them on bed. For them, they are multi-purpose. But there are those straws which are not going to be good for feeding the animals, and they are good for beds. So that is another way for producing high quality straw for your animals. And then the other thing is the period or the time, the period of harvest. So now, period of harvest means you need to harvest your straws when the crop is mature enough. So that's, for example, let's take the wheat. When the wheat is in its late time now, for example, it has now matured, it's dry, just immediately after picking your wheat, just you have to make sure you leave your straw for some days, you bale it, and then you take it away. That's the period of harvest. And even when you're harvesting, you make sure you've harvested it when it's at least it's sunny, the sun is enough, it's really hot, and that's how you are going to do proper baling. Because when you bale your straws, when they are wet or when it has been raining, the weather is not fine, everything, all the water, all the dews, you are going to bale them in the straw. For example, it has just been raining, you are now baling your straw. That straw will not stay for long, because in the end, this straw will start to rot from inside. In the end, you are not going to have a quality straw as this one is. So that is proper timing, you know. And the other thing you need to know about is how you can produce quality straw bales, or how you can produce quality straw at the end is the cutting height. The cutting height, what I'm meaning here is how long you cut your straw. It means a lot to the quality. It contributes a lot to the quality. So just imagine these straws were cut small, and they failed to bale them properly. In the end, what was going to happen? Because even in the process, when you cut them too short, it was going to be very hard for you to start baling them, you know. But since they are long enough and they are quality, that's now why I say you have to start it right away from the field. You make sure your crops grow tall enough. This growing, if it grows tall enough, it's going to be easy for you to handle, for you to do the baling. Everything is going to be easier. So that makes quality straw. So guys, before I go to the last one, probably before I end the video, you make sure you give the video a like, share, and subscribe. That's if you haven't subscribed. And if you have subscribed, thank you so much. Make sure you turn on your notification bells, such that whenever I drop a video like this, you are the first person to be notified. So that's the way to go. Now, let's see the last one. That's now, after finishing everything from the field, everything is done, the transportation is done. Then, what next for our quality straw? Now, you have already produced your quality straw. which is now here, which you have already now stored in the house. Now, what next? That's now where the proper storage comes in. Now, during the storage, remember we bailed them from the field, everything we did them, we transported them, they reached home well. Now, time for storage. Now we're going to look at the house or your storage or store where you're going to keep this straw. For you, remember, this straw is going to be used for other purposes. That's the reason why you're bringing it inside. So now, let's look at your storage facility. Talking about the facility, you are going to make sure you store your straw in a leak-proof house, and you make sure inside is warm enough, and keep the straw always dry. That is during the storage. And you make sure you have enough light inside always, and always where at least is heat. You have to keep your straw warm all the time, such that it's not going to absorb any coldness, because when there is coldness, remember, if your floor is not cemented, the coldness is passing from down, you are going to find at the end, your downer straw is going to start rotting. And in the end, it's going to start smelling. That will not be a good quality straw. So that is when now it comes to the house, you have to do what we call proper storage. So guys, let me hope this video was helpful. And if it was, please don't forget to give it a like, share, and subscribe. And as usual, don't forget to turn on your notification bell so that you don't miss on my videos. So guys, I beg to stop here for now. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.